Elsewhere in Group H, Leipzig with a 2-1 victory over PSG to blow this group wide open. The hosts coming from behind to beat the French champions by 2-1. Craig and Robbo still with us. Frank Leboeuf joining us as well. Frank, this evening just got from bad to worse, didn't it? After Di Maria missed that penalty, conceding the 2 goals, and PSG getting 2 players sent off as well.
Yes, many players were injured, before that game, so we thought it would be a hard game. But it started very well with Di Maria scoring a goal. But it's true that after the penalty that he missed, we went for the worst. And it started with Nkunku scoring a goal for Leipzig, equalizing, the former Paris Saint-Germain player. And during the second half, we didn't recognize the Paris Saint-Germain. And that's what it is with Paris Saint-Germain. When you find a big adversity, when you find players, fighting all together, you don't see any team anymore in the Paris Saint-Germain side. And it's what happened. And then after you have a red card, and then you have Kimpembe losing his mind completely and smashing Poulsen and getting another red card. And that's just fair for Leipzig to win that game because they behave as a real team. Reacting to a bad start, but finishing very well, which is absolutely not the case of Paris Saint-Germain.
As Frank mentioned, Craig, of course, big injuries, no Mbappe, no Neymar in this team. Does that give them the excuse?
No, because all these teams should have big squads. We shouldn't feel sorry for the Man Cities, the Liverpools, the Bayerns, the PSG, the Real Madrids, because they've got the most money and they should have the biggest squad. And you've got to cope with that. There was a lack of discipline. There was a lack of fluency. Yeah, they started well, and it looked a bit ominous for RB Leipzig. They were a little dishevelled at the back, and I thought, oh, here we go, the same mistakes that they were cut open at Old Trafford with. But they gathered themselves and they pressurised, and in the end, okay, Di Maria missed the penalty, but they deserved to win. And I don't know if Frank can help me out here. Every time, and I think FIFA should look at these challenges now. And I think they've got to look at a way in saying, when there's a cynical challenge like the one Kimpembe made, I think it was on Poulsen, I'm not quite sure. When there's no clear attempt to play the ball, I think it should be a straight red, particularly when it's dangerous. But that's something for down the line. But Frank, every time I see Kimpembe playing, he gives me something in terms of, he gives something to the other team. It just always seems to be making a howler in big games. And every time I see him play, and I don't watch the French league all the time for obvious reasons, but when I see him in the Champions League, he does things in the game that just makes you scratch your head.
I agree with you from the past until that game, especially, but I think since the beginning of the season, he went to another level and was really the second half we were expecting from him with the talent that he has, not making any stupid mistakes or stupid foul. But it's true. He had a decent game today. He made a great save on Poulsen just before. And then, because he thinks that he can't get him, he will tackle him like crazy and really deserve that red card. Where you have other games that, because of the injuries that Daniel and myself were mentioning before, it would have been useful to have Kimpembe for the other 3 games that they have to play. And now will have 2 other players missing, which is absolutely a disaster for Paris Saint-Germain. Because if they don't go through the group stages, my God, big question marks about Tuchel, about some players, about even Paris Saint-Germain.
Where did go wrong for them today, Robbo?
Well, when you've got Neymar and Mbappe missing, you've got a midfield 3 of Herrera. You've got Marquinhos, who's a good holding midfield player, but he's not that creative. And that's been the problem for them. Drissogay, the other midfield players, so 3 in that central midfield that aren't really creative players. You've then got Florenzi, who I saw a lot of when he was at Roma. Now he's a decent fullback, but he's not going to charge forward and get crosses into the box and make things happen. And Cazal, I would say the same down the other side. So it's okay to have a good, hard-working midfield players when you've got Mbappe and Neymar on the side. When you haven't got those in the side, you need more creativity. And that's a problem for PSG going forward.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.